Hi, my name is Natalie, and I'm going to give you my free profit code in about 5 minutes from now. Actually, it's not my code, it's my boyfriend's, and I have 82 copies remaining. More on that in a minute. But first, I need to make sure that you are a good candidate to access the secret code. I want to ask you to be honest with yourself and think hard and why you are on this page right now. Is it because you hate logging in to Facebook to see your more successful friends' timeline posts? Is it because you are wondering how to pay your next power bill while their toes are in the sand of the Maui beaches? Is it because you wish it were the other way around? Or how about your younger friends who have already made something of their lives, while you sit at your desk wondering how you made it this far in life without doing anything worth mentioning? Look, I don't mean to pry into your business or offend you, but I know your position right now, and it really bothers me, because I've been in your seat before, and not long ago either. But now I'm on the other side of things. Now people envy me for my post on Facebook of my pics from my vacation. Look, I know life happens and happens fast. I know that people lie, marriages crumble, you get fat, you lose your job, you can't retire comfortably, and the list of mishaps throughout life just never seem to end. I can't make you skinny, nor can I fix your relationship problems. I can't make your friends stop posting envy-provoking status updates of their perfect lifestyle on Facebook. But what I can do for you is this. I can provide you with the financial freedom to do whatever you want, whenever you want. So if you're sick and tired of deception, debt, defeat, I have a gift for you today that no one can take away from you. As a matter of fact, look at it like this. Today, this very day, a life-changing opportunity has finally come into your life. What opportunity, you ask? The opportunity of freedom. And this freedom comes to you in a little line of code. Now, I know you're skeptical about some little code changing your life forever. I felt the same way until 2 short years ago. At the time, I was coming out of a nasty divorce. I won't go into the lies, strip clubs, and deception that I had to face. But what I will say is that I am so glad it happened, because shortly after my divorce, I met a guy on a local dating site that would change my life forever. On our first date, I asked him what he did for a living. I saw he drove a $130,000 car and had a $25,000 Rolex on his wrist, so I knew he was either rich or faking it really well. He was very broad in his answer, which struck me as odd. He said, "I just have a few internet businesses," and left it at that. The first thought that came to my mind was, great, another creepy online serial dater living in his mother's basement. Well, it turns out that he was and still is the real deal. Now, I'm not sure why, but I continued to go on dates with this guy, thinking at some point he would run out of his mom's money. But the 5-star restaurants, vacations to the Bahamas, and gifts kept coming. And within 90 days, I knew he wasn't faking anything. Just 3 months in, he had bought me a brand new Mercedes GLK 350 and a $7,500 Rolex. Now, before you think I am some money-hungry tramp, I have something to say to you. First, I never asked for or accepted anything close to these types of gifts from anyone. Second, I maintained my job as a waitress at a local 5-star hotel, and I busted my chops to get there in the first place. You see, my mother abandoned me at birth, and my father was left to raise 4 siblings and me alone. When he died in 2007, I felt more lost than ever before. When 2 more family deaths occurred within a few short years after, I completely lost it. After a long period of self-pity, I had to force myself to change. So I got up, dusted myself off, and worked harder than ever to achieve some form of normality in my life. At the time, my waitress job was my safe haven. It was the only thing I could rely on to keep me sane. I won't get into any further details about my life story, but just know it's been very tough on me, and I've only mentioned the tip of the iceberg. All that aside, just 2 short years ago, I finally caught a break, and now I want to give you a break, so keep watching. Okay, back to my boyfriend. The first time I saw him log in to one of his accounts, I thought he had somehow altered the screen I was seeing. But how was he faking these numbers when he was logged in and navigating around his account? I'm not a techie person, but I knew that you simply can't fake something like that. Now, my boyfriend is a humble guy, so when I asked him to record footage for you to see, he was ironically skeptical. Natalie, these people are numb to seeing fake proof on all of these Make Money Now videos. They'll never believe you, even if you show them my actual stats. Maybe he's right. Maybe you won't believe me. But I'm going to show you anyway, in hopes that you wake up for once and see what is truly possible using this free profit code. And that's just one of his smaller accounts. He refused to record any of his main accounts. Heck, I've seen $8,000 checks come in the mail for him before, and he calls those the ones to help with utilities. It sounds comical, but he's being dead serious. I know you're still skeptical about some little code changing your life, and I was too. So I decided to push the envelope a little further. I told him that I appreciated everything he does for me. After all, he's truly been a blessing in my life. Then I proposed to him. No, not marriage. I proposed an idea to him. I want to make money, like you do, I said. I want to share your secret with me, just to see if I can make any money on my own, without knowing anything about how it works. After all, if it was just a simple code he used, that should take out all human error, right? My boyfriend doesn't like being wrong, and he is very quick to take on a challenge. So he said, "Okay, Natalie, I'll give you my code, but in return, I want 50% of the money you make from it." I immediately agreed, in hopes to see anything close to the results he was seeing from his little profit code. He told me the only thing I had to do was get a domain and hosting so he could install the code on my server, whatever that means. I work hard for my money, but I had to take the chance here. Worst case, I would lose a week's worth of lotto ticket money. Within the first couple of weeks, I felt a little buyer's remorse setting in. I asked him why I hadn't made any money yet, and his answer was quite short and simple: be patient. So I let my affiliate account sit there for another 12 days, and then it happened. I logged in and saw this. Hey, not bad for one day of doing nothing, minus my small investment in hosting. Now, I know this sounds cliche, but I was still skeptical about it all. What if this was just a fluke? I thought. The next day came. I logged in again. Want to see what I saw that day? Yippee! After those 2 days, I was convinced that this is, in fact, the real deal. Within 6 months, I had accumulated over $50,000 and decided to turn in my 2 weeks' notice at work. I loved my job, but it came with stress, and I don't love stress. And yes, I missed my coworkers for a while, but now I just take them out to dinner instead of serving dinner to others. And boy, does that feel awesome! Once I quit my offline job, I decided to invite a few friends of mine to test drive this code, with the permission of my boyfriend, of course. After all, it is his code. But the cool thing is, he's not affected by others getting the code, as long as it stays in a small group of hands. So he gave me permission to give out 100 copies of his profit code to those in need. The first 3 copies I gave out were to personal friends. In return, they agreed to share their results with me via webcam after just 4 weeks of running the code on their sites. The results came in.
Natalie and I worked at the same restaurant up until recently. I was the cook and she was one of the waitresses. After she quit her job, we kept in touch through Facebook. And then one day she was telling me how good her home business was and she wanted to help me. So here we go, Natalie. Here are the results after your boyfriend put the code on my website. Oh, that's not it. There we go. $1,405. Hey, that's pretty. That's just in the first month. So, wow. Well, Natalie, thank you. You know what? It's my turn now to turn in my notice at the restaurant soon. I think so, right? So yeah, wow, thank you. I'll talk to you soon.
Oh, Natalie, now when I first met you at our annual restaurant etiquette conference, when was it, in 2010? I always knew you wouldn't be serving dinner plates to our guests. Well, 5 years later, you're still serving others, but on a life-changing scale. You take pride in everything you do, and I just wish there were more people like you in this world. But enough of all the blabber. Here are my first 4-week results. And as you can see, I've made $12,110 in my first 4 weeks. And all I did was pay for a website to have your code installed. I've never made so much money in such a short period of time. I cherish our friendship, and I just want to thank you and your boyfriend for sharing your profit code with me. So thank you once again, Natalie. Cheers.
Hi Natalie, after 4 weeks of letting your code run on my site, I wanted to get you my results as I promised. I made $2,400 in the first month, and I see no signs of the code slowing down. Don't show this to any more of our friends, okay? See ya.
So back to you. I've already given 3 copies away to people you just heard from. I now have 97 copies left to give away, and I'm reserving 15 for any other friends that I may need to help in the future. That leaves me exactly 82 copies to give away. Do you want one of the copies of my boyfriend's free profit code? If so, you need to hit the button below this video right now. Just as I had to do, you must register a domain and hosting account first. Without a domain and hosting, this code is worthless. I found a cheap company for you with excellent support and 99.99% uptime to allow the code to run to its fullest potential. All you need to do now is act. It's time you flip the script on your pals. Let them log into Facebook and see you on vacation in Maui. Let them look at the pics of your new home paid for in cash. Let them see your new midlife crisis Bentley coupe. Let them see your newfound freedom in life. I've done my best to prove to you without a reasonable doubt that this code works. Hit the button below and check out with our premier hosting provider. Once that's done, your new code will be installed for you. You don't do anything. Seriously. Click below to install my boyfriend's code now. And remember, there are 82 copies remaining. So hurry in now, and I look forward to hearing your success story soon.